Woo! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back once again. Wrestling Paradox Podcast, episode 4. Chris, what's
Oh,
up, man? You ready for this?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Born ready. All right. Well, we had the Wednesday Night Wars last night, everybody. We had, I think it was decent shows on both ends. So we're gonna review that tonight, and we're gonna pick a winner at the end of the night, see who won, and make sure you leave in the comments who you guys think won. By the way, we want to hear your voice, the voice of the voiceless. That'll be me. CM Punk's gone. I'm in. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. All right. So we are going to open up. Last week, we started the show with the AEW review. We spent a bulk of the show on AEW. So this week, I think we're going to start open with NXT, give them a little more oomph in there. All right. So I got a little late to the party. That is my fault. All right. So I started off about at 8:11-ish. I started the show. I turned on to my TV, went to channel 26, and there was Keith Lee gorilla pressing Johnny Gargano, carrying him down to the ring, throwing him over the ropes into the ring, or was between the ropes. And then we have an intergender match that the guys are dressed in their street clothes and the girls are dressed in wrestling gear. So I was a little confused by this. Chris, did you see this? Did it start off as a female match and turn into the intergender match?
Yeah, it started off as a Candice LeRae Mia Yim match. It went like okay at the beginning. It was like back and forth, back and forth. They went to the outside. It was a double. Mia Yim actually did a wheelbarrow like maneuver. She like spun Candice LeRae into the guardrail. They went to a double count out. They went up to the stage. LeRae did a Hurricane into the Tron. It blew out the Tron. Then the girls from last week, Raquel Gonzalez and Tegan Knox came out, and they had to break apart. Then Gargano came out. That's when Keith Lee came out. So that's when you picked it up right there.
Yeah, that's what I walked in on. Candice LeRae jumping on Keith Lee's back as he's like gorilla pressing Johnny Gargano. So they weren't wrestling gear, and kind of ended up being the guys took over on the match and showcased for their match at In Your House coming up this week. That's pretty much what I saw. And then Gargano stabs him in the face with his keys, and that was the end of the match, I believe.
Well, if you notice, his wallet fell out of his pocket too.
Shit, was there any money left in there? It's rough times. Maybe his contract for AEW is in there when it's up in NXT. So,
I mean,
what'd you think of the match, man?
It was good. I would have wrote it differently, but again,
how would you have wrote it? We're a week away. We are a week away from AEW or NXT in your house. How would you have wrote that?
That's not a week. It's Sunday.
Yes.
What I would have done is I would have had both girls come out to the ring, being valeted by their husbands. Then you have like both males get involved in the match. Then you have Regal come on and say, "Oh, we're turning this into an intergender match." I think the pull apart with the girls on the stage was irrelevant. Like, it didn't really need to happen. But we find out why it happens later in the show.
Yeah. So I recently jumped back in to NXT, and I'm getting in there, and I knew Keith Lee and Gargano had something going on, but a lot of the girls, I don't know them yet, so I'm still smoothing into them, but I'm sure I'll catch on to who they are as time goes on. So the match ends with that going on, and then we have a little promo commercial for Cross and Ciampa. This match has really pulled me in, man. I am like, I'm all about this match at In Your House.
It's two good guys when you give a promo about a match. Back in the 80s and 90s, there was always babyface versus heel. Who's the babyface and who's the heel? I mean, when Cross debuted, his entrance went over like Rover. So who's the babyface in this? You got a face versus face. You know, but Ciampa's promo last night was unbelievable.
Dude, they're pushing out some great work right now, man. Their promo work has been really great. It's been exciting to watch. Definitely, NXT has the fishbowl with the fishes swimming behind them and the crowd. But man, they're putting on a good show. Last night was a little better of a show for me than last week.
Yeah, last week was a dozer. It was just it was hard. It was tough to get through.
Hey, before we go any further, what do I see behind you there, pal? What is that? What is that? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the newest logo for the Wrestling Paradox podcast. Special shout out to my buddy Jonathan, man. He came up with the logo and he did a great job. So we really appreciate you, brother. Man, that logo is beautiful, man. The flames coming up behind the tank. It's a war out there on Wednesday nights, man, and they're killing it. Both shows right now.
Wars.
That's
and
it,
you
man.
See, we got our handles.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Make sure you follow us at YouTube on YouTube right here. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe and a comment. Yep. And then on Twitter, we are at Podcast Paradox. Make sure you like and follow right there on Twitter. Keep up. We are doing a show on Saturday night as well. It's our topic show. So we'll keep you guys up to date with that. So next thing we're jumping in. I'm going to let you jump in on this one. Go ahead, Chris. Open it up. What happened next?
We get the interview with Dexter Lumis, and he draws a picture.
Yeah, interesting. This is where I tell you, man, these shows, they give you gold in one hand and shit in the next. I just don't get it anymore.
Then after that, see this, and you and I were talking before the show started, is on both shows. We're not just ragging on NXT again like we did last week. Both shows had a lot of promos and a lot of mic time, and it just drawn out. You know, good thing I record NXT so I can fast forward through it. After Lumis draws a picture, you get an interview with Drake Maverick outside Full Sail, saying, you know, how happy he is, how excited, you know, XYZ. I honestly like Drake Maverick on the mic, so I'm not like disappointed that he talks on the mic. But
yeah, that accent gets to me, man. It's a little interesting. The accent definitely gets to me when he's out there and he's like, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna eat some cookies. That's a horrible Drake Maverick accent. I'm sorry. horrible Drake Maverick accent. So yeah, man.
Hello, Governor.
Governor. So then we had the Dream and Cole promo. Again, there was a lot of promos on both shows. A lot of promotional videos going on. A lot of packages being put together. So we got Dream versus Cole at In Your House in a backlot brawl. This is very interesting because a backlot brawl is an old school match, and In Your House is an old school pay-per-view. So I do like where they went with that. They really got that old school feeling back. That is nice. I'm not sure I'm gonna like how it's set up. If it's set up any way that they presented in this package, where it looks like it's like 10 trucks in like a U shape, and like there's a fire pit in the middle, and I think they're supposed to fight back there. That wasn't a backlot brawl for me. A backlot brawl was in the parking lot underneath the stadium. You had trash cans, you had fences. That was the backlot brawl. So,
well, what's great about having a backlot brawl at Full Sail is they have a movie set. So you can get the cinematography, you know, shots, you can get the cinematic, you know, shots, you know, and you can do a lot with the buildings that are there.
Well, that's what we're going to get. I mean, we're definitely going to get the cinematic part of it.
Yeah. I'm not going to hate it. I wouldn't mind if it's like a SmackDown in your house, you know, for the PlayStation backlot brawl where they're, you know, they're in the locker room, they're throwing each other in the cars, the hood pops up, you know, like that. But my biggest thing about the promo is when Cole's standing outside and he's waiting for Undisputed Era to show up, and Kyle O'Reilly rolls down the window. I thought it was an Amish man asking him if he needed a ride.
Do not disrespect the almighty O'Reilly, okay? Kyle O'Reilly is the
I
greatest thing
love
that
him.
ever happened to wrestling, dude.
But with that hat that he had,
If you have the moment after you're done with the show, go and watch Kyle O'Reilly's best entrances. It's just him walking down to the ring like Hulk Hogan, just ripping the title. He's
this
awesome, man.
guitar. Yeah.
Dude, he's just awesome. Dude, he's so fun to watch. So and then
Mm-hmm.
Cole, so Cole's moving up to Raw, I heard. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be Dream's match to take. And then Dream ends it with what do you say? A beautiful NXT is a Dream NXT or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we're getting Velveteen as champ. That's where I'm feeling for this.
And what do you think about that? What do you think? What do you think is Dream?
Interesting, but political move by the WWE.
You noticed last night. I mean, both
I'm
shows
gonna put it
were
out
taped.
there. I'm gonna say it.
Both shows were taped, but NXT didn't make a mention about the political stance that they're on, to where AEW did. That's how they started their show, which is very, very surprising to me. Very surprising. Two things I took from the Cold Dream promo or video package. We got an appearance by our boy Pat McAfee for the brand.
Yes, for the brand.
But also, what was creepy was when Velveteen Dream was looking into the mirror and Prince showed up.
Yeah, that bothered me a little bit. I wasn't sure.
I'm like, ugh.
I wasn't sure how we felt about that.
Yeah, like you could have done better.
Yeah, it was interesting, and I was like, wait, what Prince was that? Like, who was that? Vince McMahon had like a scouting talent like agency and just calling them. He was like, I need Prince now, damn it.
It was probably Dave Chappelle.
Maybe.
Game blouses.
All right, so next we had Tony Nese versus Isaiah Scott.
Oh, no, you forgot. You forgot.
I'm sorry.
Dexter Lumis drew a picture of Undisputed Era tied up in a car.
Who's Dexter Lumis? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. Who is that?
Wasn't he Braxton Sutter in TNA?
Is that who that is?
He's the one that.
What is this nonsense he's doing? Yeah, what is this? Oh yeah, that's who Cross fought. That's what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I saw him in the tag match later on. Spoiler alert! I saw him in the tag match, but it was weird. I don't get it. Anytime there's a stalker,
I love the character.
Anytime there's a stalker, I go back to DDP as the ultimate stalker on Undertaker's wife. He was wearing a mask. Sarah should have been wearing a mask.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so now can we move on away from the stalker?
Yes.
Jesus. Yes. Tony Nese, Isaiah Scott. This is a vengeance match for Isaiah Scott. I like Scott.
He's still Shane Strickland to me.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, we saw him live at against Ricochet at Pancakes and Pile Drivers in Orlando, WrestleMania 36 weekend. Excellent show where Penelope Ford jumped off the ladder. I liked him. I liked him in this match. Big takedown right out the gate. That was big. The kid's a hard hitter. I like him. I think he's gonna do well in NXT. So
his moveset has changed since going from Indies to NXT. He doesn't leave his feet as much. I guess he's more going to the brawler, scrapper, but that's not the Shane Strickland that I know and that we saw. It was a King of Swerve versus King Ricochet, and it was the most flippity flop. Looked like they were wrestling on a trampoline. And also, it looks like he's put on a little girth. He's a little thick than what we've seen before.
Did
I don't
you
know
say
if he's
girth?
getting that NXT money. Yeah, like he's getting that NXT money, so all he's doing is eating. Like,
you know what really bothered me about the match? He was on offense for all of 3 minutes at the very beginning. It was like right away he went on defense, and it's like, God, man, like give this guy at least 5 minutes to open the match and get his moveset out. I mean, he did like 6 things, and all of a sudden he was on defense. It's like, oh, okay, that's it. Got it.
What what bothers me is Tony Nese is so good. He's so talented, and it's like he's floundering. They got him floundering at NXT.
Yeah, I like Nice. Nice takes a really good bump. There was a bump last night when he was on the outside, and Scott
Mm-hmm.
popped him, and he fucking bumped on that
Flat
floor. I
back.
was like, oh
Flat back.
yeah, you
Yeah.
saw it? Yeah, dude. I was like, Jesus, this kid
Mm-hmm.
takes a bump, man. Nice is a specimen though. That kid's a monster. He's huge.
Yeah.
So, it was a good match. I give it 3.5 stars. I liked it. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, but you also got an interference or a distraction from Jake Gallagher.
Yeah, but did it play that much into the match?
I think it's set up for something. And if you noticed, there was a lot of interferences last night or
On
distractions
both
on
shows.
NXT.
On both shows, there was a
Yeah,
lot of interferences.
but on the Dynamite one, it portrayed towards the storylines.
Yeah, Ford, Hager, yeah.
To where NXT, all they were playing off of on the Nice Scott match is all three of them lost in Group 1 and Group A, the Cruiserweight Championship of the tournament. Like, it made no sense to me.
That finals match in the tournament's amazing. I cannot wait to get to it. That was such a great match. All right, so yeah, go
next
ahead.
we got Undisputed Era versus Birch and Larkin versus mystery opponents.
Mystery opponents. How do we give it away?
That's what
How do
I
we
said.
tell?
Mystery is.
Breezango's back, baby. Oh, it's so nice to see Tyler Breeze again. Prince Pretty is in the building.
You know what blew me away though is the whole stage setup was, they had two people standing back to back with rockets strapped to their back, and then they come out in spacesuits holding helmets, and then Fandango puts the helmet on, and it's a race car helmet. It's not even like a space helmet.
Dude.
So he just looked like he was going to drive a race car, basically.
Bro, I loved it. I saw him. It was so great to have them back on TV last night. Such a great tag team. So
I totally forgot how good Fandango is as a wrestler.
Dude, I forgot. Tyler Breeze was fun to watch last night. I was excited watching Tyler Breeze going back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think having them back in the fold. Would I have them win last night? No.
Spoiler alert.
Undisputed.
We could have got through the match first, sir.
Look, I'm armchair writing. Okay, right now, I would have had them get offense half the match. I would have had UE win. Because you're already getting Birch and Larkin against the champs. So why do you bury them with Breezango, who has not wrestled? Like, it made no sense to me. I was confused. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that they won, but
it's the Hardy Boy effect. If you make the big debut, you don't lose the match. I'm not comparing Breezango to Hardy Boys in any way, but it's the Hardy Boy effect, bro.
But now you're hurting Birch and Larkin. I don't know, man. It's kind of like, okay, the way I look at it is, if okay, for instance, Elimination Chamber of 2015. That's when Kevin Owens fought John Cena for the U.S. Championship. Match was great. Kevin Owens hits Cena with the attitude adjustment. Cena hits the pop-up powerbomb, blah, blah, blah. They both kick out. Here's my thing. If you're debuting or you're coming back from something, you're never going to want someone to kick out of your finisher and that's what they did. They kind of like in 2015, they kind of put Kevin Owens in a bubble, and I think that's what they're going to end up doing with Birch and Larkin, because now they've lost to Breezango, and what happens if they win the title? Like, it makes no sense to me. I was confused. I was like, okay, the match was good, but it just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I even put in here, I was like, I even said, I was like, I feel bad for Larkin and Birch. Get to AEW quick now. Follow the revival.
Yeah, it just didn't do it. I was left confused, and then like you said, spoiler alert: Dexter Lumis gets the attention of UE. He's standing behind the glass. It was very odd.
I thought they were picking him out of a lineup. I was like, is that guy in a lineup
especially
right now?
with the camera. The camera like didn't get over fast enough, and the pillar was right there, and all of a sudden, like all you see is like the camera move to the left, and there's this big ginormous man standing there. It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
golly,
it was weird. So,
but
good match.
Breezango hits the beauty shot last dance.
Yep.
And they're the number one contenders.
His last dance, that looked a little weird coming down. I wasn't sure. He looked like he babied his knee, arched it really high. I don't know if he hasn't done it in a while, and he was afraid of landing on the guy. Yeah, a little bit. So that was interesting to see. I was like, he'll fix it. I thought he was still injured. I wasn't sure if, his leg was having a problem or what, but yeah, it looked a little weird. So then you had Aaliyah versus who was it? Santina Garrett or some shit?
Santana Garrett.
There it is. Santana. Her first name Santana.
Yep. Interesting.
All right. Don't have nothing much for this match. A handspring moonsault won the match. I guess that's interesting.
I put as my only note for this match, filler.
That's my note. Aaliyah versus Santana Garrett. Match is okay. Nothing special.
Filler.
Handspring moonsault wins. Okay. I don't know what else to say about that match.
Tom Phillips had a great analogy though when Rob Stone came out, and he goes, he looks like our Ari Gold from Entourage after a 3-day bender. I died laughing when he said that. I died laughing.
That's funny as shit. I want to go back and watch Entourage now. All right, so we come back from break with a promo on the triple threat between Charlotte, Ripley, and Io Shirai. Another promo. Decent match. I'm excited to see how it works. I love Rhea Ripley. Oh God, I need help. All right, so then we have Cameron Grimes versus who was it? Bronson Reed or something like that.
Reed. Bronson Reed, yeah.
And he has the word thick boy or thick on his little like singlet. And it's basically just Otis.
No, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
One Man Gang. Oh, Bull Dempsey. Oh, yeah.
Bull Dempsey.
Yeah. Bull Dempsey, where did he show up one day? Where did he show up? We were at a show. Didn't he show up somewhere?
Oh, I was at ROH, and he wrestled Adam Cole.
Yeah, I feel like he showed up to MLW. I think he showed up to MLW, didn't he?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, so that's who pretty much he reminds me of. Looks like Otis. So
yeah,
he moves good. He used his weight right. The only thing I did not like was him coming off the top rope. Did not look good.
Yeah. He was already bracing for impact when he was still on the top rope.
Exactly. So
if you're 300 and something pounds, you shouldn't be getting on the top rope anyways.
No, not at all. That's even questionable. Reed was pretty much on offense the whole match, and Grimes was pretty much on his back, except for about the final 15 seconds. So they kept referring to Grimes beating Finn Balor. So I'm guessing that happened a couple weeks ago, and that's how we're getting the who is it's Finn Balor versus Punishment Martinez, or what's his name, Damian Priest in NXT.
Damian Priest, yep.
Yes, so we have that match coming up, and then Cross comes out after the match, and he takes out Reed, which I don't get. Reed just lost the match. Why not come out and take out the winner? Doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know.
No idea. No idea.
Were you as confused as I was?
It was a dark promo into the camera. I liked it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I just don't get taking out the loser. That does nothing for you. It doesn't build you up in any way. I didn't see it. Why?
It was another filler match. It's another filler match. Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. Like, I don't get the concept of these matches. But that's just me. But next we have El Hijo de Fantasma versus Drake Maverick. Your thoughts, sir?
My first thought is the Cruiserweight title is black, and it looks amazing in black. That was the first thing I noticed. It looks so much better than that purple thing that they had. It looked like Barney's dick, honestly, if we're going to be honest.
A weird analogy?
Yeah, no. Fantasma starts with a handshake and then a quick roll-up. So that kind of sets the pace. He's the heel in the match. You're putting Drake Maverick as the babyface. You want all the fans behind Maverick. So that's what they did. They had that from the jump when Maverick opened his mouth too quick, saying he got fired. And then, so everybody kind of got on that train when Maverick lost the first match and then won the next two. So when he won the next two, people kept on saying, and I was one of them, why is he advancing in this tournament? But I hope he keeps on winning, even though he's not part of the company anymore. So I like the roll-up at the beginning. It's kind of heelish on him. Drake Maverick, Rockstar Spud, whatever you want to call him, he's very smooth in the ring. I was not a fan of him in the comedic gimmick. I loved him with AOP. I thought he was good for AOP after Paul Ellering dipped out. So I really like Drake Maverick. But, I mean, he did the foolish thing with the 24/7 title, but now we got him back in NXT, and he's doing the Cruiserweight thing. He looks a lot better. And he's going to hold that title one day. Spoiler alert. I'm not going to say what happened, but spoiler.
Yeah, I liked it. I think it was a very hard-hitting cruiserweight match, like you wouldn't see. Phantasma did a sit-down powerbomb on Maverick on the outside. That was, it was a thud. Like, it was bad. But it was just a typical. Trust me, I'm not ragging on them. I liked the match, but it was a typical cruiserweight. It was a hard-hitting cruiserweight. That's the only thing that was different than any other cruiserweight match. So what I wrote down. It was hard-hitting, but it was a typical cruiserweight title match. That's the only way I can.
Yeah, no, there was a few things that I saw. It took Maverick probably about 4 to 6 minutes to get on offense, to get some type of offense and move out. I think that's a little long for him, but I do like it. And then there were a couple spots in the match where Phantasm was like trying to put him away with a Boston Crab. And he's like, oh, my God, how did he tap? Well, it's a Boston Crab. That's why he did not tap. Let's calm down.
And he was right next to the ropes.
Yeah, exactly. But then there was a hell of a sit-down powerbomb, man. He powerbombed the hell out of Maverick onto the ground. It was amazing to see. So then you had Maverick in the corner battling out, and then Maverick dropped a very nice elbow drop. Very nice elbow drop. I liked it. He came off top rope very clean, almost a little macho-esque. He came up, had it lifted a little bit, and put it right in the throat, which looked really good. Who were the masked guys that showed up?
I don't know.
Glad we're in the same boat, pal.
Yeah. I don't know. They never showed up in any other matches in the cruiserweight tournament. I don't think they did. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you it's not the Revival.
I thought Santana or Ortiz were back in NXT now. I thought, like, they jumped. They're on one night and one the
I,
same night.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's but the cool thing is Fantastic gets the roll up. I mean, gets the win. Um, with that little driver that he does.
Yeah, that
I
Phantom,
didn't
that
like the
super
way it
kick into
ended.
the Phantom driver. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is the masked man came down, got Maverick's attention, and then he turns around, super kick, driver, it's over. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that ended like terribly.
Yeah, it was very
Um,
cold ending.
yeah, Maverick gets, Fantastic gets the win. He grabs the belt. Send the cool thing ever. Maverick was walking up the ramp. Triple H standing there with an NXT contract. I think
That
that's pretty cool.
that felt like a shoot almost. I almost felt like that was just a little bit of a shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drake Maverick,
Yeah.
I think went into that night thinking, all right, this is it. And then at the end of the night, he got the contract, and the way he looked. And because you got to remember, man, this is a job just like the rest of us. Nobody knows what's going to happen from one day to the next with their company.
Mm-hmm.
So you're releasing. He was already released, and I think he went into that match. And the reason I don't think they told him that he wasn't re-signed yet or wasn't going to be re-signed is because they wanted the best out of him, and they knew that if he thought that that was his last match in WWE, he was going to bring out the best match possible that he had with himself. And I think he did really
Mm-hmm.
good. One thing that did bother me, like you said, at the end of the match, with cruiserweights, one thing that is always fun with cruiserweights is how fast they move and how quick they move. You want that big, roll up, miss, kick, miss, top rope, off, miss. You want all that. And then boom, hit, ending, finish. To get distracted and then get tossed into the ring and then super kick, phantom driver, it was boring to me. So I like the more
Yeah,
exciting part of the cruiserweights.
it like I mean we grew up in the '90s. Like we watched '90s wrestling. We watched the cruiserweights at WCW with
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero, Psychosis, Silver King, where they did, Haruna Karanas, moonsaults, you know, Ultimo Dragon did probably the best Asai moonsault I've ever seen in my life. Um, and now that I'm watching more cruiserweight matches on NXT, you're losing that allure. It's more going towards and the IC championship like move style, US title move style, and I think they're losing it. If they can reel that in, they have the talent. They have Drake Maverick. They have Swerve. Tony Nese can do it all. I think they just need to reel it in. They need to reel it back because what you're going to do is you're going to lose the allure of the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, no, I definitely think WWE is winning the cruiserweight side of it. I think AEW is winning the tag team side of it. So, and that's not tag teams in all of this is not, again, this show is not WWE versus AEW. This show is NXT versus AEW. When we say AEW has the best tag, or when I say AEW has the best tag teams, it's me basing it off of AEW versus NXT, who has better tag teams in the show. So that's where I come from with that. Now, it's almost not fair because it's NXT's entire roster, or I mean, it's AEW's entire roster versus NXT's almost performance center kind of esque. You know what I'm saying? You're not having now. If it was Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt every night versus AEW, they might get the win. I feel like they're gonna get that win. So it's a lot more of a level playing field. However, it takes more from NXT or from AEW to go up against NXT. I get them confused all the fucking time. I'm just so distracted. I'm so distracted by the beautiful logo behind you, Chris. Because this is a war. And when there's a war, there's two sides to a war. So we're done with with NXT for the night. And we're going to move forward with AEW. And they opened up the show with a tribute to Floyd, to George Floyd, which was very respectful. I'm all about the movement. I think it's great for the country, and I think we're going to go places with it. So, but this is not what this is about. This is our escape. This is our wrestling. So that's out of the way. Quick minute. There you go. We opened up with Sabian and Havoc versus Hangman and Omega. Go ahead, Chris.
What I love about AEW and why I love AEW is it's kind of like they make fun of themselves. Or they not make fun of themselves, but it's like comedic when they come out to the ring, above their names. Um, it made a play off of last week when Hangman was drinking and was drinking the beer, and Omega was drinking milk. They put above their names prefer 2% and 80 proof. I just thought that was hilarious. But Omega and Havoc started out. It was a clash of two styles, but they definitely made it work. Hangman has to be one of my favorite wrestlers today. Just the way he moves like a Arn Anderson and Barry Windham-esque. Like if he was born 2 generations, like 20 years ago, he could be in the Four Horsemen. Like that's just how I feel.
I like him. He's definitely grown on me.
Yeah,
definitely.
I love the comedic side. Penelope Ford goes to Henry Karana off the top rope. Paige catches her and like has his hands, and it's like the ref catches and Sabian catches them, and he's like, "Oh, what do I do? I'm just gonna put her down." And he just like pushes her. She hits the mat. Like I just think that's it's something different.
Yeah, that definitely, when that happened, she interfered really quickly, and then she interfered again right away really quickly after that. So I could tell that they were going to be doing the throwing her out thing and kind of just leaving us to the guys. I do want to see these titles go off of Omega and Hangman because I want the split. Obviously, I think Omega's going to take a pinfall one of these days. It might be the best friends, and Hangman blames them for it, and then they go back and forth, or however. So that's going to set up the heel turn a little bit for Hangman getting out of the Elite. I want to see Hangman.
I think what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is a buckshot lariat's going to go awry, and he's going to hit Omega, and that's how they're going to lose.
And then Omega takes the pin and blames Hangman. Yeah.
So, yeah, and they battle it out, and that's how they split them up that way. Because Omega has to go for the title. Yeah. Omega sometimes has to go for the championship.
Yeah. I hate this word, but I hate Havoc. I cannot stand Jimmy Havoc with anything, man. But let me tell you something. Him and Sabian are working really well as a tag team. Really well. Sabian is a very good tag team wrestler. He cuts the ring in half. He does not let his opponent get to that side of the ring, which is very important. If you do not know how to cut a ring in half, you cannot be a tag team wrestler. It is a very important aspect. You have to learn how the ring works and where you are in the ring at all times, and it's a very important thing to know. So I liked Sabian as the tag team. He got the tag in from Havoc. He jumped all over Omega. There was no in between. It was right on top. So that was nice to see. So Sabian is growing on me. Havoc is like the fucking leech on my leg, and I'm like trying to get him off me. Ugh. I can't stand. He pulled out a hacksaw last night. Can we get this fucking guy away from weapons, please? Can we stop? He's like the grandpa that keeps picking up the hammer. No, grandpa, put the fucking hammer down. What are you doing? Havoc, get away from weapons. Stop using the staple gun. Stop trying. It was so funny. He pulled out the fucking hacksaw, and Hangman's face is like, what the fuck? And he hits him, and he drops the hacksaw. Like,
he also tried using the ring wrench that he found underneath the ring.
Dude, this fucking guy.
I don't like him. I don't like him in tag team matches. I think he's way better singles, death match,
I don't like him on my TV at all. All right? Whatever.
To each your own, I
guess. Him, Joey Nutella, and Orange Cassidy need to go back to the fucking bars with fucking Joey Dick Ryan. Okay?
All right. No, I didn't.
You have a saying too. All right. So Sabian hits a coup de grace last night, and Omega pops right up. Did you catch that move? Did you catch that?
I did. I did.
Yeah, there's that little slap in the face to Mr. Prince Devitt over in NXT.
I don't know if it was that.
They obviously know what they're
I,
doing.
I
When
really
Killer,
don't like that move.
when Punishment Martinez was in, I keep calling him Killer Martinez. When Punishment Martinez was in Ring of Honor, he wore red pants and did an RKO. Okay, we know who he was. He was trying to be Shinsuke but doing an RKO. So those are the shots. These wrestlers know. Kip Sabian had him known. I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna do this coup de grace, and you're just gonna pop right up. Make it look weak.
I really don't like that move. I'm not a big fan of it because the only reason why is there's only been one person I've ever seen do it that is really good at doing it. And it doesn't look like they're going to hurt themselves, and that's Low Key. When Low Key would do it, he would leap. He would get probably 5 to 6 feet up off, and instead of having his knees buckled around his chest, he would extend down, and then he would hit and take the roll, and he would take the burn away from the person on the mat. Towards Sabian last night, he jumped, and he still had his knees buckled on, and he landed then rolled. So it's like, I don't know. I really don't like that coup de grace.
Yeah, no, it's they're Low-Key definitely did it a lot better. Dude, I was really upset. We were supposed to see Low-Key WrestleMania weekend. There was a death match that Low-Key was in a bar on Thursday night. I wanted to go so bad. All right, so then you had Kip Sabian hit Omega with he spiked him with that reverse Hurricane Rana, and it looked good. It looked good. Sabian's growing on me, man. He really is. But then you had the last call on Havoc, and that was all she wrote. So now
and I wrote down on my match. I wrote down on my notes. I said it's a great opening match. I feel you can tell how Dynamite is going to be by how good the opening match is.
Very true. Very true.
If they have a great match, it's going to be a really good night. If it's an MJF, promo or something like that, it's going to be a terrible night.
Hey. It's not too late, man. I got some people on the back burner who want to do this show with me, okay? I'll buy you out of your 51%.
Next you have Sean Spears and Tully promo. I love Tully yelling at Spears. I think that's so old school, man.
Yes. What do you want to be? Do you want your kids to hold up this title and say, look what my daddy was? Yes, I like that promo. And then you have a cut on the promo that gets to the back of a limo, and Tully pulls out O.J. Simpson's fucking glove. Okay?
He literally. You know what the significance is?
It's a weighted glove.
The significance of the glove?
No.
It's not only that, but it's that's the kind of glove that Blackjack Mulligan used to wear. So they're saying that's why Tony Schiavone was so amped about the black glove last night, is because Blackjack Mulligan was Tony Schiavone's favorite wrestler growing up. So they're trying to make a play on that. The only problem is Spears was never that dominant before. So now you're actually really telling a fictional story now. You can't just fall. This guy that was really weak, couldn't win by himself, couldn't find a tag team partner. Now you give him a magical glove like Jack and the Magic Beanstalk, and he's gonna be dominant. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a fan of it. Not a fan. It was a good promo. I thought it was a good promo at the very beginning. I really did. And then I don't know what happened. That ending of the glove, I was just so disappointed. I thought that was Vince McMahon's box. I really did. I was like, is this Shane and Vince's box that was on the show for a week, containing Stephanie McMahon's underwear and some gyms for Macho Man?
If you remember, years ago, Crime Time came out when Lita said she was going to retire. Oh, no, Trish Stratus. No, it was Lita. When they came out with a treasure chest, and they opened it up, and they were selling Lita's bra and panties,
Oh
You know,
my
there's
God.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. My man Shad, man. Damn. All right. So next we have Brian Cage. I love the opening of Brian Cage. His music, the Taz's voice, everything. It's oh man, Brian Cage and Taz. I'm just all about it right now. They are looking hot right now,
Mm-hmm.
man. Taz is playing this character so well. You can tell he's enjoying being back on TV. He is cutting hell of a promos, man. Just cutting some great promos right now. And I'm just, dude, between the promo last week on Mox and then the promo this week about Mox after the match. By the way, the Brian Cage match was about 2 minutes. He wrestled Sean Dean and destroyed him. That's what we're going to be getting. A lot of Brian Cage matches is just going to be his quick squash matches. They're not up until Fyter Fest. You're not going to see Brian Cage take a bump.
Well, we talked about it 2 weeks ago on our first show. Is if you write the storyline and you write the matches for the big machine, unstoppable force, you know, and everything like that, if you write them right, they're not supposed to be touched. They're not supposed to hit the ground. You know, if an immovable object is not supposed to be beaten, and that's what you're portraying Brian Cage as. So Brian Cage is AEW's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, right now he is. He is. Don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do like the theatrics behind Taz when Taz is like talking and Brian Cage is behind him. He's doing. I love all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster. You can't. What is it? It's he's Brian Cage. Beat him
Beat
if
him
you can.
if you can.
Survive
if he lets you.
Exactly. Yes, I love it. Mox did come out, answer the call to Taz. I like Taz taking off his glasses during the interview or during the shoot. It shows realism, man. And I think Taz is an old school wrestler, so Taz is gonna keep that alive. Taz is gonna be in his character 24/7.
What I wrote down is this is old school ECW Taz, and he's not even wrestling. Like just him in the promos. I mean, just grabbing the mic and he dropped he said shit last night on national TV. And granted, I know everybody is saying shit, and damn, on AEW, but for a manager to come out on the mic and say it, that's what he was doing in ECW as a wrestler. Like this is, it's a reincarnation of Taz. Like, and I love it. I think it's great.
I know Taz is your Taz is your goat. I know. Yes. Mm-hmm. So you have Mox come out and Taz stops him before he gets in the ring, tells him, careful what you do before you step in here. I like it. Kind of set the tone a little bit. And Mox is telling me smiling because he wants to wrestle Cage. This is why he's in the business. And Cage does not put his hands on Mox. I guess that's okay, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe like a stare down, a shove, something. Get those guys interacting.
You lose the allure. No, you lose the allure if you get them touching before.
You don't even get a stare down though. You don't get nothing.
Well, you got Mox doing the Taz telling him, oh, you don't want to get in this ring if you don't want to know what happens. And then Mox, halfway between the ring, and he looks at him and goes, and then he gets in. I think that's what you're gonna get until Fyter Fest when they come to battle. And
we have a date.
We
have a date for Fyter Fest.
2 days.
2 nights.
2-day event.
It's a 2-week event. Jesus Christ. What are they? This is a WrestleMania? It needs Fyter Fest needs 2 nights? I don't get this shit. It doesn't make sense to me, Chris. It doesn't make sense at all. Why does this need 2 weeks?
I don't know.
There should be 6 matches on that card, and that should do it for you. They're gonna stretch this shit out, and people aren't gonna remember anything.
They better not have another stadium stampede match. I can just say that, because then you're gonna lose the allure of the first one if you come back with something similar.
Yeah, we have a 6-man tag next week, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't understand why it takes 2 nights. Why does it take July 1st and July 8th to have a pay-per-view? And it's on TNT.
Yeah.
They're giving away for free. So and you're battling. July 1st is the worst date. You're battling the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You're going against the NBA. Isn't TNT the home of the NBA?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be having East Coast game that night. That's why that's going to be on TNT.
You're going up
right into
against
basketball.
sports. You're going up against sports. Sports has been out since March 17th.
Either way, yeah, but either way you look at it, they're going to be going up against sports because even if sports was still around, still playing now, they're on Wednesday night. That's normally baseball, hockey, basketball night.
But Chris, every night when there's basketball, you're gonna be like, oh, I'll catch another game. But when you haven't had sports in 4 months, 3 months, people are gonna be This Fighter Fest is not gonna have good ratings. They're not gonna have good ratings.
That's the reason why they put it on TNT. I think that's the reason why they're giving it away free on TNT.
We'll see what happens. Because I'll tell you right now, it's going to be tough for me to watch that. I'm going to have to record it because NBA is back. So there you go. That's Mox and Cage getting in it. We go on break. We come back from break, and we have Archer and Jake at a construction site beating up somebody for some reason. And then an interview, basically Lance saying, I'm bringing the pain to everybody, and I'm not going anywhere. So why does this guy keep beating up people who make minimum wage? I don't understand. What is this problem with the lower class?
All I did was write Archer Roberts promo. He's beating up a jobber in a dump.
Dude, why is this guy beating up the lower class? I don't get it. I don't understand what his right on the way to the ring. He's like knocking somebody out.
He was a masked guy in a dump. Like I don't. Like first off, he wasn't even wearing the proper PPE, okay? Because he could still breathe out of that mask, all right?
Yeah.
So like I didn't get it, but then that was promo number 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's promo number 2. Number 2, because Tully and Sean Spears is promo number 1. So within the first 2 segments, you had two promos.
Now hold on, wait, because there's more.
Right.
We had our third promo with Matt Hardy and Private Party, and Private Party suggesting they have a Hardy party, which I guess that's where they all get naked at the asylum and they all fucking do drugs. I don't know. It's so weird.
I'm so glad. That there's an R in there and it wasn't an N. It was a handy party.
Spell check.
I'm out. I'm out.
Dude, I don't get it. And then you have, okay, so this is interesting to me because then you have Hardy leaving that room with Private Party and running into Sammy Guevara and telling Sammy Guevara he respects him and then walks away. So are we going to get a little turn face from Guevara anytime soon?
No, what I was thinking that, okay, they're bringing the different people, the different evolutions of Matt Hardy. What happens if Extreme Matt Hardy or Matt 2.0, Hardy 2.0 is in Inner Circle? Broken Matt Hardy is with the Elite.
Are you talking about? Oh yeah, that Matt.
Yeah, and then Matt Hardy Extreme, the Hardy Boys, is with Private Party. Like I can see that, and I think that would be actually pretty cool. Almost like just 3 Faces of Foley.
Cool, daddy. Yeah, that would be interesting. I like it. I hope they have a Royal Rumble when he comes out 3 different times. And he gets eliminated all 3 times.
But this goes back to my point, though, that very soon, within the next couple of months, I think we're going to get a 6-man tag tournament, or maybe not for a belt, but like a tournament like the Dusty Classic or something like that, but just be 6-man, because you're seeing all these 6-man popping up. You got Best
Ye-
Friends in Orange Cassidy, you have Jurassic Express, you have Private Party and Matt Hardy. Um, you know,
You
I just
have you have old school '96 Hardy and Young Bucks.
right.
Dude,
So
yeah, man, we might get some 6-man tags here. Imagine Matt Hardy's in the finals on 2 different teams. What do you
well,
do then?
can you imagine it could, Ortiz and Santana and Hager on the same, like that would be a great, 6-man right there. Or so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. All right, so then we have Cody with a video package.
Another video promo
Yep.
package.
And Cody Rhodes says that he is going to be the only guy with the toughest schedule in issuing an open challenge for the first time ever. I'm sorry, John Cena did that. It was called the United States Open Challenge. I was there. I know. I saw it. So that was a little interesting. Cody, I don't like him as TNT champ. I know you do. I do not like it, but I got to eat it.
So I got a question. I got a question from a fan. Fan question. They want to know
Our
why
fan?
you
We
hate
have a fan?
Cody.
We have fans.
Yes. We have at least 20, so I'm just letting you know.
Woo!
But they want to know why you hate Cody Rhodes so much.
Why do I hate Cody Rhodes? It goes back. Dusty Rhodes was not my favorite. I felt like Dusty Rhodes always booked himself to win in FCW. So naturally, I did not like him holding down other talent. And then you have Cody, who couldn't get over anywhere and had to start his own company to get over. But then he realized, oh, if I make myself champ, people are going to hate me. So he decided to take himself out of the title picture right away. But what does he do? He gives himself the mid-card title after stating he would never have a mid-card title on his show. And then guess what? Now there's a mid-card title and he's champ. So, I mean, you tell me, pal. You tell me. Sorry. I love my fans. I love the fans.
I don't think he it's not that he couldn't get over in WWE. It's they wouldn't let him over because we went to Raw when we sat 7th row and he came out, the place erupted. Like it was loud. He was over. It's just you give him so many gimmicks. If it's not stable, it's stale. Like no one can get behind something.
First of all, there was only one eruption that night, and that was for AJ Styles because it was the night after he debuted at Royal Rumble. All right. Second of all,
actually, The Rock too. The Rock came out that.
The Rock came out, yes, and talked to Rusev, right? And Lana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then you had The Rock come out, but no, Cody evolved, but Cody never changed. So I don't want to hear that he got thrown through the whole package ringer. No. You want to talk about someone got thrown through the whole package ringer? British Bulldog got repackaged 7 times in WWE. All right? So don't tell me Cody got repackaged. That's not – no. Cody rebranded himself, but he stayed the same guy all the time. It's just what it was. Oh, I don't like the Rhodes family.
I think Cody being TNT champion is the best thing that can happen to AEW.
Of course, he's going to elevate a lot of people. Yes, but I do not like Jungle Boy being the first person to battle him. That's not good, because now you're putting Jungle Boy below the TNT title, basically dropping him to the bottom of the barrel. I understand him winning the Royal Rumble look good, or the Battle Royal look good, but now when's he gonna challenge for that title again? So does this mean Jungle Boy's not gonna have a title on him for how long? I mean, come on. The kid's good. He deserves a title. He didn't deserve to be in that first spot because you knew Cody wasn't losing the title the first defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I don't know who Cody's fighting next week. I don't know if it's Mark Quinn or Ray Phoenix. They kept saying both names last night.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that when we were talking about NXT, you could tell both of them were taped. Okay, because this one looked like it was probably taped before the Wednesday of before Double or Nothing. because they kept saying Ray Phoenix, Ray Phoenix, Ray Phoenix. Then at the end, you could hear the video overlay or the audio overlay go, "Oh, Mark Quinn gets a shot at Cody Rhodes for the TNT belt." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, which is funny to me because I've watched plenty of interviews from Jim Ross, and Jim Ross saying that, hey, after shows are done, we're doing quick edits and cuts for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours with Vince McMahon. Now, you mean to tell me, does Jim Ross not have any say in the back and be like, yo, guys, we need to go over this video. We need to make sure we didn't mess anything up. We need to make sure we said everything right, and we can edit everything that we didn't say right and say it again. How are you not catching these little problems here and there?
Well, I think what happened was Ray Phoenix got sent home this past week, from what I read. And that's the reason why he's not going to be wrestling.
Okay, but still,
Cody
you're doing
Rhodes.
quick edits. Go back and change that.
Well, it was released. It was released Wednesday morning. It was that last night, yesterday morning that Ray Phoenix was sent home, and it wasn't to do with his injury. It was something personal.
Probably failed a drug test. You know what Vince McMahon was doing this morning on Wednesday morning? He was making sure everything was right for AEW or NXT tonight. That's what Tony Khan needs to be doing. You want to be a promoter, have the schedule of a promoter. Sleep 3 hours a night, sacrifice your entire life to the company.
Okay, it's funny that you say that because I was listening to Tony Schiavone's podcast, and the Stadium Stampede match where they filmed on Friday night. Taping was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. They didn't start taping it till 9:45. He said by 1:15, then they still weren't done. He turned to Tony Khan and says, "I'm calling it a night. I'm going to go to sleep." He went to sleep. 3:30, he said he woke up to thunder. It started raining during their taping. He said they didn't wake up. I mean, they didn't finish the last bump that Kenny Omega did on Sammy Guevara through that thing was at 5:35 in the morning.
Wow.
So that's 8 hours of taping right there for that one match.
McMahon does 8 hours of editing. I don't want to hear it.
He doesn't do
I'm a mark,
anything.
man. I'm a mark. Hey, I actually, at my job, I'm not going to say where, I ran into an employee of the WWE. And she is actually the makeup artist for Vince McMahon. And I told her, I said, you have to leave my store because I'm going to mark out and ask you a million questions. And she goes, go ahead, ask me a question. And I asked her, I said, what's McMahon like in real life? And she told me, she goes, when it's business. And when he's laughing, it's okay. And I was like, interesting. I asked her, I said, does he have that personable side? And she said, of course he has the personable side. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. I don't talk to him right before shows. I don't do, she doesn't interact with him like that, when he's getting ready to walk on to the set of Raw and figure everything out, so it's interesting. She says he's a cyborg. She said he doesn't sleep. He's up all hours throughout the night working. So.
Well, goddamn, pal. If you had my physique, you wouldn't sleep either.
Guy's a fucking monster. So then we find out Fyter Fest is a 2-week event starting on July 1st, and then night 2 is on July 8th. And then my comment, this isn't WrestleMania. What the fuck? Like, I don't get it. It does not make sense to me at all. Why is this a 2-week event? I can understand, if they made Bash at the Beach a 2-week event, and you called Bash at the Beach when it's at the Wasco Center, night 1, and then you go night 2 is taking place on Jericho's Cruise because it's Bash at the Beach, and then it's there on the water, special or whatever. That makes sense to me. But Fyter Fest being a 2-night event does not make sense. I feel like it's going to go too long, and people are going to forget what they're watching, and then they're going to go, wait, what happened on what night? And that's not good.
Right.
WWE pulled it off because it was back-to-back nights. If you're going to do Fyter Fest and you're going to do a 2-night event, do it on Saturday, Sunday. Don't go Wednesday. It's not good. I don't like that far in between because then I have to go back and remember, oh, yeah, this happened. Wait, did that happen? It's not good.
Right. All right, so next we have a promo. We come back from commercial to show the reason why we're getting Colt Cabana versus Jericho. Jericho blames Colt for not being able to get to Tyson. Your thoughts?
I wrote here, replay the worst angle in wrestling right now. It is. I don't like it. It's not good. It doesn't look good. It looks like two old guys going at it from something that happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good to me. Now, my thoughts on Colt Cabana and Jericho is a little different. I was very excited for this match. It's a match we've never seen from two guys that have been in wrestling for a very long time. So I thank Tony Khan for giving us this match. But I was quickly disappointed in this match. It did not live up to what I thought we would get. If we would have got this match from Jericho when Jericho was in his run with Kevin Owens in WWE, this match would have been a lot better. But Jericho's too big now. He doesn't look good.
He's slow.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah,
a lot slower.
Yeah.
There was a lot of mistakes last night. He missed some, you could tell he went for like an arm and he missed the arm and he just wasn't moving as quick. Colt Cabana still looks good. I thought he looked good. I like Colt. I'm always, I don't know. So, but
how about that moonsault? The moonsault that he hits and he lands on his feet, like stuck the landing, bro.
Stuck the landing. Jake Hager gets involved within about 4 minutes of the match. Why is he getting involved this quick?
I don't know, man. Strength in numbers. Strength in numbers.
But yes, big splash from Cabana. Jericho kicks out about 2.5, which was good. He took that into a deep 2. So then he whips Colt Cabana into the ring. The corner. What's wrong with me? He whips Colt Cabana into the corner. Colt Cabana almost looked like he missed his footing and then kind of fell back. And I guess that was supposed to be on purpose. But then he got caught with the Judas effect. 1, 2, 3. I didn't like the ending. I felt like it ended weird, but almost too quick. That match, I think, should have went a little longer, especially if it's pre-taped. Make 20 minutes out of that match. I understand you're going to give me the whole thing of Jericho's out of shape. He's not the same Jericho anymore. We could have pulled 20 minutes with Colt Cabana, I think.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Colt Cabana. Granted, he's a comedic wrestler and everything like that, but last night it was a different wrestling match for him. You saw like he was there to go. He was turning the jets on, with the moonsault, sticking the landing. He was fast paced last night. It was actually very interesting. Unfortunately he didn't get the win. Jericho hit the Judas effect on him, but big pop of the night.
Yeah,
my boy Orange Cassidy comes out.
Yep, Orange Cassidy shows face. He comes out and he puts Jericho's hands in his belt. Interesting. Jericho played along with it, went along with it for a second. Hager goes to attack. Orange Cassidy misses with the duck under. Then Orange Cassidy ducks under Jericho, goes out of the ring, gets lifted up by his boys' best friends, and then all of the inner circle enters the ring. And then we find out we are having a 6-man tag next week with best friends and freshly squeezed OC versus Santana, Ortiz, and Hager. I'm excited to see Hager back in the ring. I like Hager in the ring now. I think he's being portrayed as the monster he should have been portrayed as. I think he's a big dude, and I think he can rough some shit up, man. So I'm excited to see him get back in the ring next week.
Yeah, it's again, it goes back to my point. I think there's going to be a 6-man belt somewhere down the line.
Yes, that is definitely the route they're going. Unless they just really love this 6-man tag thing. I don't know. Tony Khan must be really being a fan of it.
So the next match we get Nyla Rose and Big Swole. I'm not a big fan of Big Swole.
Well,
I like Nyla Rose, but this match didn't do it for me.
No, and first you missed. We had Brooke Baker promo That is our 5th promo of the night.
I think
Our
I was
promotional
getting a drink
package.
of water, or I was taking a leak or something like that.
She's like on a football field. She's in her wheelchair and she's like lifting weights and things like that. And honestly, this whole injury is looking more and more like a work to me. And it's not a shoot injury. It's definitely a work injury. She'll be back at Fyter Fest, and she'll be fighting on July 1st. And if that happens, it's gonna make me believe that there was really not a tear in her leg, which I thought there was. They pulled her off the card at All In.
If that happens, then wrestling's not real to me. I think it's still real.
I listen to Jim Cornette every week, man, and I'm just losing my faith in kayfabe.
Well, there's your mistake.
Every week.
There's your mistake. Your mistake right there.
Hey, you son of a bitch. Extra pickles and onions, motherfucker. So yes, then you had Big Swole versus Nyla Rose. I do like that they play to the Big Swole character.
Yes.
They make her seem like she's strong and huge and big and swole. However, she's no bigger than Paige, I don't think. But it's the same thing in WWE. Huh?
She's 4'1", I think.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Billy Gunn in WWE, except the reverse status or the reversed way. They made Billy Kidman look Billy Gunn completely small. But yeah, no, this was a good match. Yeah, this was a good match. I mean, I watched the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie, but the ending is what got to me. Big Swole doing the interview afterwards. She comes out and she's like, "Man, I missed this. And, I've been at home for 2 months, and I come back and lost my opening match. But it's okay. I'll be all right." Like, what? Why would you ever go against Nyla Rose on her first match back?
Well, first off is she says, "Oh, I've been home for 2.5 months, blah, blah, blah." But just last week, she was outside the guardrail watching the women's match. And she was at Double or Nothing.
Like, in the face of Archer. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
now,
come on.
We have the women's match going on, and you have the women's champion in the crowd. What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Braun Strowman in the crowd on Monday Night Raw. I don't see Bray Wyatt in the crowd on fucking SmackDown. Why is your women's champion in the crowd for Dynamite? Why?
I don't know. You got me.
And this is why I listen to Cornette. So then you had Brooke Baker shouting some shit to Big Swole. And then she's in the Rolls Royce. It's kind of entertaining to me, honestly. The whole Brooke Baker thing it's kind of funny to me. So I'm getting into it. But yeah, so then you had Big Swole jump the guardrail. She throws a chair at her. And then she looks over at MJF, and they bleeped it out, but I think she told him to fuck y'all. I think she was like, fuck y'all. And they bleeped it out. I heard it. I know what I heard. So, when you hear a beep and you can hear what curse word they said, I know what curse. She said fuck. So, and MJ's face kind of dropped. He was like, what? Like, what the fuck? We're on TNT, man. What's wrong with you? This is a kid's show. So then you come back from break, and we have the Revolt, FTR, explaining what FTR means to them, to Tony Schiavone inside. I thought it was a hotel room, but apparently it's like the downstairs of the Jaguars arena. So then halfway,
I think it's their training facility.
Yeah. And then so they're talking about the teams that they want to face, but they don't mention the Young Bucks until Tony Schiavone brings them up. So you got Tony Schiavone bringing up the Young Bucks, and then it turned into Butcher and the Blade coming down and handling what they got to handle.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was interesting. I like how they they told the backstory and everything like that, blah blah blah. But I like how the Butcher and Blade was going to come down. Now you're actually next week. You're getting the first in-ring debut of FTR.
Yeah, FTR debuting. So we'll see how that goes off. I like how Cash threw the bottle and hit him as he was walking away. Nice little heel move there.
It's nothing but for business, and he throws the bottle out.
Yeah, it was for business, man. It was for business. So then you had Cabana backstage. Our next interview, number 6.
Another promo.
Backstage, he was confronted by Mr. Brody Lee and given a bottle of water and basically told Cabana he needs to overcome his losses and that he could help him overcome those losses. So I think we're going to be seeing Cole Cabana said, I don't want none of that. But, I think we're going to end up seeing Cole Cabana in there. There was an interview.
He didn't want anything with that, but that water was cold, though.
We did miss an interview, sir.
Yeah, Darby Allin.
Darby Allin's interview. Yes, Darby Allin can't compete. And basically, he says life is one big joke, but he'll get the last laugh on Brian Cage. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay, that's what I wrote that before, real quick. I wrote that, and he says, I'll get the last laugh. I was like, I'm kind of torn. I like the idea of Darby Allin getting involved with the Cage Mox angle, but I don't want it to get oversaturated.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too. That's kind of where I was going with it. So we'll see. He's gonna get involved somehow or another, and I think he's gonna cost Cage that match, and then we have Cage versus Darby for a little bit. Yeah. So, but anyway, all right. Then we have Jungle Boy versus Cody in the main event. So does this mean every week Cody Rhodes is the main event of the show because of his open challenge?
I wouldn't say
that's how we're starting.
I guarantee you that next week he probably starts off first.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But I did like Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, I was kind of upset. I made a note here. I really like Jungle Boy, but I think he could take the title off Cody, but it's not going to happen tonight, which it didn't. There was a spot in this match where Jungle Boy and MJF are going head to head, which is kind of interesting to me. You don't see Jungle Boy playing into that too much. And then that's happening, and then they flash over to Cody, and Cody's over there sticking his blade in his head. So, I mean, Jesus, he went deep, man. He went deep.
He's put another tattoo, and he's put a tattoo on his forehead. That's what he was doing.
I'm sitting here, and I'm like, why are they focused on this? Why are they focused on this? And then I know why. I see Cody over there bleeding his eye out. So it was a good match.
I love during the match is the blood would just splash on the camera, and they would just leave it there. They wouldn't wipe it. It was awesome. It was like such an old school feel.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I remember back in the day they used to hand out like clear curtains for the people sitting in the front row because when blood would happen, they knew blood was gonna happen that night, and they were like, "Here, we're gonna cover you guys up." And be splattered everywhere. I've seen pictures of it, like blood spattered, like clear sheets, and it's disgusting. It was great to see though. Cody Rhodes, they go through the table in a spot, and Cody did not sell it one bit. He was up in like 10 seconds. Did not sell that spot off the top rope when they went both through the table. Arn Anderson's face is like, oh my God, I've never seen this before ever. I don't understand how explosive it was, but he doesn't sell it. Like, how do you not sell that?
This is the reason why I love Cody is because he was a totally different character last night. He was more aggressive. He didn't play to the crowd as much. It was business as usual. Go in there. He just showed like ruthless aggression basically, and it was different than any other weeks.
Yeah, he took off the weight belt, and I thought he was going to take him to the town, but I thought he was going to take him to the woodshed for a minute. I was like, yeah, Cody, you want me to like you? Turn heel. Let's do it. Whack him in the back. Whack him in the back. Let's go. Yapapine Indian strap match. And no, Cody took the high road. I hated it. He tried to throw the belt at MJF, and he got caught in the ropes and just fell flat on the apron. It looked horrible. I hate Cody Rhodes, man. He's so bad. I'm sorry. I know everybody loves Cody. But no, it was an overall decent match. I definitely, because it was Jungle Boy, I'm going 4 stars. I think we're running
Oh, I
late. I'm
concur.
tired. It
Yeah.
was a good match. It was definitely a good match. Jungle Boy was fun to watch. So we'll see. They hugged it out at the end, and we'll see what happens next week. So Cody versus Mark Quinn.
Mhm.
You got Best Friends and OC in action versus Santana
Mhm.
Ortiz and Hager. You
Mhm.
have you have Mox in action on Dark, which is going to be interesting.
Yes. That. Mhm.
And
That's his first time.
yes, Saturday night is going to be fun for us because I believe we are going to be doing a watch along for
Mhm.
WWE or WWE NXT in your house. Is that what we're going to be doing?
Are
Are we
we
doing a
doing
watch
one?
along?
No. 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 We're doing our topic night.
So when are we doing? So we're not doing a watch along for NXT. All right, what's our
I don't
topic
know.
again? Worst stipulations.
Stipulations. No.
Worst stipulations. All right, I'm gonna give you one now. All right, you ready? Buff Bagwell's mom
Yeah.
on Judy Bagwell on a pole. Okay, was it on a pole?
Yes. No, it wasn't on a pole. She was on a forklift. Well,
Judy
on a
Bagwell
pallet
on
on
a
a forklift.
forklift. Thank you, Vince
Yes.
Russo, for all the great memories. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up the show tonight. We went a little long, but if you stuck with us throughout the whole thing, we appreciate you. Make sure you follow us here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Yes, right there. You see it at Podcast Paradox. Check out the new T-shirts coming out. If you guys if you guys have any interest on the T-shirts, let us know in the comments, and we will get back to you. And we also got some stickers, man. So if you guys want to sticker bomb some shit up and represent the Wednesday Night Wars and Wrestling Paradox podcast, please let us know. I will get you the stickers. But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody coming out, and I think that pretty much wraps it up. Chris, you got anything?
No, man, it's good. I
That's
mean,
it.
both shows
That's it.
were decent,
Who won
and
tonight? Who
you
won?
know, I think AEW did.
You give it to AEW? I give it to AEW too, but it
Yeah,
was a
it was
lot
close. It was
closer.
close.
It was a lot
Yeah.
closer than what it was last week. So NXT definitely stepped up their game going in your house. So we'll see what they do Saturday night, and we will see you guys Saturday night. No spoilers, Chris, on Saturday night. So we'll see everybody right here for the topic show of worst stipulations. All right, guys. See you then. Peace.